Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this mess a little bit, make it a little bit more organized. That way we can weld and grind comfortably. Right now we're just in hot stitch. Okay, so a little bit more breathing room, and I'm going to get a larger trash can to put a piece of wood on. That way we can start grinding this stuff. Alright guys, so move the two barrels or trash cans, whatever you want to call them, and now what we're going to do is just place the frame rail on it, and what I'm going to do is just grab the cordless drill with the wire brush on it, and I'm just going to start sanding right along this line right here, because that is where we are going to do a solid weld, and then right here, and then on the bottom right here, and also in the inside, so we can make that a solid weld in there. And then we will also weld on this. Well, we are going to weld on it, but we're also going to sand this down as well. Alright, so that's where we're at, and I'm going to start sanding it down. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to start grinding down that subframe or floor support. Alright guys, so got the grinder all ready to go. Had to change the cutting wheel and put on the grinding wheel. So we're going to start with the passenger side first, because that is what we are working with. And then let's get ready to start grinding. Alright guys, so let me finish putting on my gloves and plug in this grinder. Alright guys, so just to show you a brief issue that I came up or ran across. So the grinding wheel doesn't go all the way into the other holes that I had punched. So what I'm going to do is do it manually and do it with the file. So I'm just going to grab the file and just pretty much go back and forth until all of the burrs are gone and it's even. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will see you guys in a bit. Hopefully it goes a lot smoother. Alright guys, so I'm going to keep on working on that. So just so you guys see the importance of why we have to remove all these little extra pieces of metal that are sticking up. When you are joining it to, let's say, the frame rail, what is going to happen is that this little piece of metal that is sticking out, even though it looks so small, but when you are welding, it will look like it has a very big gap. And that gap sometimes is very hard to overcome. So you want to make sure that you don't have these guys sticking out and interfering with the piece that you're going to weld to. So just some information on that. I'm going to keep on going at it and keep on getting these little pieces removed. Alright guys, so there are the remnants of those little metal burrs that were stuck, or not stuck, but still attached to the hole. So I got it cleaned up. So now what I'm going to start doing is positioning it onto the rail. And of course, measuring the 59 inches from here all the way to the center of this hole right here. So I'm going to start doing that, and then we will hopefully start welding pretty soon. Alright guys, you guys are going to have a bird's eye view of it. And like I said, I'm just going to try to sight it on. And then what we are going to do is we're going to measure the 59 inches. So I don't need the glasses right now. Now watch something miraculously fly in, take my eye out. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some, or that crayon, and then just mark it real quick. That way if it does move, we can always reference our point that we had. So I'm just going to pretty much outline it. And now what I'm going to do is try to start clamping it down and making sure that it doesn't move. And that's why you want to mark your points. So I'm going to grab some vice grips. See, when I started tightening up the frame rail onto the actual subframe connector, you see how we don't have any extra little metal pieces of metal, which would cause a bigger space. And here's what I was talking about yesterday, where it gets very repetitious, over and over and over, just to make sure that we are in good shape. So we are still at 59, which is where we want to be. Alright guys, so I'm going to grab the welder, and then what we're going to do is stand this guy up just to make sure it is straight. And then we will lay down some spot welds on it, and that is just for the temporary, and then we'll really start welding it all up. So I'm going to go and grab the welder. I'll be right back. So again, I'm going to measure from that same spot to over here, just to make sure, because I want to make sure that this side hasn't moved in any way or twisted in any way. So I'm going to measure it again, and here we go. So if it falls, oh well. Alright guys, so got the welder from the other side. Okay. So like I was saying guys, you know, make sure we measure, because with me moving it, it went up just a tad bit. And obviously we want to make sure we get it exactly on that 59. So I'm going to measure it again. I'm going to clamp this side down, or this side right here down, and that way we will be able to get some spot welds on it. So measure, 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 guys. It's very important. It's like when you're coloring, you got to stay in the lines, right? So let me move this guy, put it right there. Hopefully it shows you guys something. To tack these guys in, and then I'm going to flip it around, and then use this one to clamp it on the bottom. So what I also want to do, well, it is up here, we will run a solid bead right here, and then along here, and then along here. That way the rail doesn't move. And remember how it had that slit in it? So what I want to do is just get as much solid parts to it, and then once we are taking it off, we will run some solid beads over here. So I'm going to power up the welder, and then we will start doing some spot work. Okay guys, so I got the welder on, and it might get a little annoying with the noise, but we're just going to weld in the ones that are very close, and then like I said, flip it around and take care of the other ones. So, helmet. I gotta clean that spot up. So I'm gonna grab the wire brush and clean that up. Alright, so just so you guys see what I was doing. So I had to clean this part out because it was still dirty, but look at the that's the way the weld came out. Then on the other side, and then this one that I have placed, So now what I'm going to do is flip it over and then clamp this one. Move drill. Clamp this on the bottom to the other side, and then that way we will be able to finish up the welding on it. And once that is done, or I tack a couple of them like this one and possibly this one, I will clean this off and then run a nice solid bead on it. And obviously that'll be broken up into sections. You don't always want to stay on one section all the way through. Alright, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Alright, so this is what it looks like from the bottom, and I'm just going to use the big clamp and push it down. And so on and so on. So I'm going to finish up the welding, and I am going to have the hammer close by, because I am going to have to force this down a little bit, not too much, but you know, just to make sure that we get both metals touching pretty evenly. So I'm going to start removing these grips, and that way we can keep on setting it over. Alright guys, so finished up the inner side of the rail, and this is what it looks like. So just minimal grinding, not really too much actually, and I still need to do the bottom. But just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. And then, like I said, I'm going to run a nice bead from here just to strengthen it up a little bit. And that I'm going to start doing right now. So I'm going to grab the wire brush from the drill, or grab the drill and use the wire brush, and then we'll do the solid weld on there. Alright guys, so I did not grab the wire brush from the drill. I'm going to use the drill with the wire brush. So here we go, alright? Okay, so now what we're going to do is just run maybe a inch bead here, and then one over here, let it cool down, and then go back to it. So we're going to let it cool down for a little bit, guys, and then going to flip it around, and then we'll finalize this welding probably in a little bit, but we're going to let it cool down. So now you guys don't have to hear the welder anymore, but that's what we got so far. And yeah, so we're going to end up doing the same thing that we did to this one to the driver's side. So that one I still need to grind down a little bit, but just wanted to show you guys the steps on how we placed it and how we got it to the point that we needed it. Okay guys, so this is the outer part of the rail, and what I need to do is finalize these two holes, and then sand down this part right here like we did on the other side, and that way we will be able to weld that again. So I'm going to grab the wire brush from the drill again, just kidding, grab the cordless drill again, and then take care of that. Alright guys, so safety glasses on, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put this guy right back up, and then we're gonna finish the welding on it. Okay guys, so I need to change out of my safety glasses to the welding helmet, and here goes the welding noise again, or the welder I should say. So my dad had asked me, how do we know that we're getting a good weld? And a lot has to do with the penetration, so you'll be able to see the heat dissipate, or spread I should say, and that's pretty much your penetration. And then also for you to set the welder correctly, when you are laying down your bead, you're going to hear a nice buttery, like a crackling butter type of sound. You don't want to see a lot of splatter, but you do want to see a nice, like, you know, when you're making popcorn the old-fashioned way, where you have the butter kind of sizzle. So that's what you want to hear. So I'm going to lay down a bead here and then over here, and hopefully we can do it right and get my pops that nice buttery sound. So let's see what we get. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let that cool down, and then I will go over here and then do the same thing. You know, it's kind of in a bad position, but you always want to get comfortable. So here we go. Alright, so we're going to let that cool down, guys, and then we will go from there, okay? Okay, here we go on the inside. And I'm going to go over this one again because I kind of missed the top on it. So we're gonna let it cool down, guys, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, guys, so just finished doing the bottom, and as you can see, they're all plugged up, and finished the top ones, and then just finished the top. Ouch! Yeah, that was dumb. It is hot. So now what I want to do is just stand it up, start putting the torque box on where it should be. And that we already have the line scribed, so we should be in good shape there. So I'm going to clamp it on, and hopefully we can spot weld it on. Okay, guys, so got the outer torque box clamped up, and just so you guys remember the reference points that we were using. So here is the yellow crayon line, and then there's the other yellow crayon line, and then here's where we scuffed to where we are going to weld to. So just so you guys see it from the inside, so we're gonna run a bead out here, right down there, and then we're gonna run a bead over here. All right, guys, so not really sure if you can hear me over the welder, but it is alive and well. And what we're gonna do is just tack it, just throw a nice little spot weld on it, and then move down over here and then over here, and then remove this clamp. Actually, leave the clamp on, and then go on the inside and spot weld that. So that's the game plan. Let's see if it changes, because sometimes you have to change it. And here we go. And now I'm going to grab the wire brush, the drill, and clean up on the inside like I had spoken about. Because we know it's not going to move anymore. So now she is tacked in place, and what we're going to do is we're going to let it cool down a little bit, guys, and then we will do the some of the solid welding. So we're going to start doing 1-inch strips, and then, you know, probably start here, then down here, and then go on the other side. So we're going to let it cool down a little bit, but yeah, now we're starting to see some progress on here. All right, guys, so pardon me. So just to finalize the video for today, got a little bit of progress done. Wanted to do a little bit more, but I do have a early day tomorrow, and we're getting to the point where we can't really make noise over here. So want to stay respectful to my neighbors, and you know, it's stuff that we can catch up on easily. So what I'm gonna do is finish up the welding today on the torque box, and that I won't show you guys. I kind of already showed you how the welding process goes, and then tomorrow I will hopefully work on the driver's side, and then that way we can start seeing some progress on it, and then we'll start drilling the holes on these guys over here, pardon me, and the torque boxes like we had spoken about yesterday. So that's it for today, guys. You guys have a great what is it today? Sunday, a great Sunday, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but it is what it is, right? So see you guys tomorrow, and talk to you guys later. Take it easy.